Thank you very much. Kindly take your seats, everyone. You're all warmly welcome to this very important dialogue. And before we make any more progress, I'd like to quickly recognize some dignitaries that are here present. For want of time, I would take just a few names, and of course, in the course of the program, continue to make some more recognitions. Who is right here with us. You're welcome, sir. It's also an honor to have with us the country director of Oxfam in Nigeria, Tijani Ahmed Hamza, who was here a few minutes ago, and I hear that he's being represented at this event. It's also an honor to have the deputy director and head electro thermal division, Renewable Energy Department, Energy Commission of Nigeria, Dr. Adiola Eleri. Please a round of applause for him. Thank you. Mr. Ayo Ademiloa, the President, Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria, is also in the room. Please a round of applause for him. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I'd also like to appreciate members, or if you like, staff of NASENI who are here ahead of the special advisor from NASENI who will join us in the course of this event. All our panelists, you're all warmly welcome. Distinguished guests, please put your hands together for yourselves. Today we gather at a pivotal moment in Nigeria's energy journey as discussions continue around restricting solar panel imports to boost local manufacturing. Important questions arise about energy access, affordability, and the pace of our clean energy transition. Now, this campaign, which we're gathered for, it calls for a balanced, evidence-based approach, one that supports local industry while safeguarding access to reliable and affordable power for millions of Nigerians. Thank you once again for being part of this national conversation, and you're all warmly welcome to the National Stakeholders Engagement on Accelerating Nigeria's Clean Energy Transition. My name is Ian Ray John, and I'm a broadcast journalist with the Nigerian Television Authority. It is an honor to be your director of ceremony today. Without wasting any more time, to set the tone for this engagement, I'd like to invite a respected voice in climate governance and sustainable development, one whose work continues to shape conversations around energy access and environmental accountability in Nigeria. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I make welcome Dr. David Michael, the Executive Director of GIFSEP, to deliver the welcome address and outline the vision behind this important initiative. That applause can be better for him. If you know the work that he does, of course, you'll celebrate him some more.
Good morning. Your response is like you didn't have power in your area last night. If you had power, can I hear you say, oh, 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 oh? Oh, so it means there was no power in your area. Thank you for honoring our invitation. My name is Dr. Michael Teungwa David, and today we'll be discussing an important issue that concerns all of us. First, I'd like to acknowledge my elder brother. For many of you who attend our event, you call him and he answers. Sometimes people ask, is he the Minister of Environment? And I said, no, he is just operates an open door policy. If you call today that you want to visit him in the house, he will grant you access. And that is why he is almost at every event. I'm talking about no other person but Honorable Tese Ugbo. Can we put our hands together for him once more? I would like to welcome in a special way the board members, especially the board chairman of GSEP, Sir Richard Nzeku, who I saw somewhere at the back. Sir, please can you move forward to the front here? Thank you. Thank you. Can you put your hands together for our board chair? He's the one that gave me the job. If he signs today that I'm off, then I'm off. The president of Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria, he's always available. He was the first to be here since yesterday, all the way from Lagos. We are happy to have you. Welcome. We cannot discuss renewable energy in this country without your presence. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria, our beloved country, faces a paradox of energy wealth and energy poverty. What an irony. It is no longer news that Nigeria is faced with widespread energy poverty, severe electricity access deficit, chronic power shortages. And I ask, is there anyone here who in the last 48 hours, if not taking light in your neighborhood, let me see your hand up? Nobody, including Honorable. The energy poverty continues to undermine economic growth and human development. It is correct to say that energy poverty is trapping community poverty. Nigeria has one of the highest electricity access deficits in the world, despite being Africa's largest economy. A study by our world data, I don't know if any of you know about our world data, in 2026 shows that billions of people, I repeat, billions of people globally have access to far less electricity per day than is required to run an air conditioner for 1 hour. I don't know if that sinked in. The study revealed that while people in richer parts of the world can switch on the AC, for billions in energy poor countries like Nigeria, there is little electricity available to power a fan or an air conditioner. We are currently experiencing heat wave. I don't know about your area, but at night it's so sweet to sleep. Is that true? It's hot. How many people can afford to turn on air conditioner? That's big. How about the fan? Just fan. So sometimes you wonder how people sleep at night. But this is what the study showed. And I'm sharing this because I was really engrossed in what these guys did. They said that you can compare electricity of people who use on a typical day in their home. Now, the air conditioner in a single room uses about 1,000 watts of electricity for 1 hour. Just 1 hour. Meanwhile, the number of people without access to electricity around the world, including Nigeria, is the World Bank report 2025, not long ago, 2025, just last year, a few months ago, clearly states that Nigeria has the highest worldwide energy poverty. They put the figure at 86.8 million Nigerians without access to electricity. That is very huge. Here comes the lifeline. Solar. How many of you have solar in your homes? I saw the youth copper put up her hand. Interesting. Solar, the beacon of hope. Solar, the lifeline, a pathway out of energy poverty in Nigeria. Solar energy indeed offers the real chance to close Nigeria's energy poverty because it provides clean, affordable, accessible power for many who are left without electricity. In December 2025, as part of my community work and engagement, I visited Ecom local government area in Cross River State. Ecom, who is from Ecom here? No one. Who is from Cross River? Oh, good. So Ecom has not had electricity for so many years. And one interesting thing was that at night, everywhere was bright. And I was wondering, because I was not hearing the usual sound of generators. And I noticed that this town is nearly powered by solar. Because we arrived in the evening, and the next morning, going around, I saw solar panels on the roof of nearly every house. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of our work to provide electricity to the underserved, in 2024, we powered a community in Ogoniland with energy, clean energy. That community is called Kiani. Kiani is in Kana local government of Ogoniland. And I'm sure everybody knows Ogoni, even if you've not been there. This community have existed for nearly 600 years, and they have never had electricity. So, for those of us who have solar in our homes, you agree with me that solar and clean energy is peace. It is no noise. It is no fumes. That means it is good health. It is also good jobs and businesses for so many people. Here is the challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly all solar panels and accessories in Nigeria are imported. So, the former Minister of Science and Technology, Uche Nnaji, in 2025, stated that the federal government of Nigeria would stop the importation of solar panels. And so when we heard this, the first thought that came to my mind was that very poor woman somewhere in Benue who has just one small panel that enables her to charge her phone, to enable her to have just one bulb in her home. So, we decided to commission a study, a research called Readiness of Nigeria for a Ban on the Importation of Solar Panels. Later today, you would see the results of that research. You are all aware of the history of import bans of so many products in Nigeria. Once something is banned, what happens? Immediately the price goes up, right? It becomes very scarce, and then smuggling becomes the order of the day. You agree with me? So we are afraid. The question is, are we ready for a ban on solar panels in Nigeria? Do we have sufficient local capacity to produce what we need? The answer to me, I don't know about you, is a no. Banning solar imports now would be like removing the lifeline in a time of crisis. We are in an energy crisis, aren't we? We are. Nigeria is not yet ready for a blanket ban on solar panel imports. What we need at this moment is a policy on clean energy. A policy that will offer incentives for local solar production. We want, at this moment, a policy that will promote local assembly and manufacturing of solar panels in Nigeria. A lot of us still say, oh, solar is so expensive. So, we need that kind of policy that will be for affordability and financing of clean energy systems. We are not saying Nigeria should not ban the imports of solar panels. What we are saying is that Nigeria should slow the ban and ensure that we have everything right before a total ban can be enforced. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an opportunity with the Electricity Act 2023, which gives states the power to invest directly in energy. So, often we talk about the federal government, but today I want us to focus attention on the states because the law enables the state. They have resources. So instead of building airports that planes don't fly to, it can be mini grids to power the states. As a matter of fact, no one in Nigeria should be without electricity. It should be a human right. So as we are here today at this national stakeholders engagement, I want us to open our hearts with free mind and add to this important conversation. Should we ban the import of solar panels now? Are you planning yourself to power your home with solar, considering the situation? I want to thank you so much once again for honoring our invitation. Don't look at the number in the room. Honorable sir, if I have an opportunity to introduce a bill on the floor of the House, it will be a bill on time management in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
I thought you would put your hands better for the Executive Director of GIFSEP. Always very interesting to listen to Dr. David Michael. Indeed, he has raised very pertinent questions in that very brief remark. He asked if you've had power since last night. I think the better question should be, if you've had 24 hours power supply in your homes, please wave. You've had 24 hours power supply. No one is waving. Okay. You've not had power like consistently on a daily basis. That includes both those in Band A. You don't have power for like, you have power 24 hours in your house? The next question. Okay, you don't have power, at least minimum 6 hours. Raise your hand, let us see you properly now. Okay, up to 8 hours. We should have more hands. I mean, in the estate I live, I can say for a fact that in the past 2 days, there has not been power. Yes, yes. And I don't live in a remote part of Abuja. You know, but power has been a thing in the last 2 days. And I'm just imagining those who do not have alternative source, you know, to power their homes. If you have food in your freezer, women can relate to this. In fact, I was talking to someone recently and she said her husband did solar power in their homes. And she said it doesn't power her freezer. I said, that is not solar. Because, I mean, if you cannot protect your food as a woman, then there's nothing else. That's like the first thing that comes to mind. Thank you so much for this initiative. This is actually what we need at this time. Energy access is not a privilege, honestly. It is a foundation for dignity, productivity, and national growth. And this conversation is as crucial as ever, and I'm glad that you're a part of it. So, of course, the conversation continues, and the next person to speak to us is someone who is a leading advocate for secure, inclusive, and forward-looking energy policy in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Joseph Ibrahim. That applause should be thunderous as he comes forward to expand our minds better on this conversation.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Our special keynote speaker, Honorable Tese Ugbo, the President, Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria, my colleagues, the country lead, Global Strategic Communication Council, the board chairman of GIFSEP, CSO leaders, partners, friends, the media, and my friends from the media, you're all welcome to the National Stakeholders Dialogue on accelerating Nigeria's clean energy transition. As introduced, my name is Joseph Ibrahim. I am the Nigerian Campaign Director for Secure Energy Project. Secure Energy Project is a globally strategic communication organization that is leading the global energy transition worldwide. And the work that we do basically is to fact check and identify barriers and obstacles to clean energy transition, and that is one of the things that we are doing here in Nigeria. And not just identifying the problems or the obstacles, we prefer solutions. And to ensure that renewable energy is first reliable, and then it is affordable for communities and ordinary citizens. There's a lot of focus on the global south because that is where, like Dr. Michael has mentioned, the statistics show we have the greatest number of energy poverty. And so the national stakeholders dialogue basically is to get you talking. The Nigerian government has proposed a ban on solar panel importation. The key questions, there are two key questions we want to answer today in this room, and I'm hoping that you will lend your voice to answer this question. The first one is, are we ready for the ban? Is Nigeria truly ready for the ban on importation of solar panels? And then the second question would be, what are the things that we should be doing to accelerate local manufacturing of solar panels? So we are quite delighted that we have key stakeholders, including the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, who have the core mandate in the country to accelerate this clean energy transition for the country. And it is our desire that you participate fully and we together chart a way forward for Nigeria's clean energy transition and ensure that that transition is transformative. Thank you very much, and let's have a beautiful deliberation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph Ibrahim, Campaign Director, Secure Energy Project. Now, time to make some progress with the agenda. And I'm about to introduce someone to you. And just before we do that, I'd like us to agree on certain things. If you agree that darkness is expensive, say aye. Isn't darkness expensive? If you agree that darkness is expensive, say aye. If you don't agree, say nay. Ah. That nay should be sent out of this room. The ayes have it. Exactly, the ayes have it. And we're about to listen to someone, someone who is very conversant with the ayes and the nays. We do not know whether he supports that time management should be a bill and that, public office holders should keep to time and all of that. And even Nigerians, in attending events like Dr. David Michael tried to raise, he'll tell us when he comes to speak to us. But I'm about to introduce a very powerful man in the room. He's a dynamic member of Nigeria's House of Representatives, representing Kwande and Ushongo Federal Constituency of Benue State. Now, he's actually a strong voice, or maybe I should add, a powerful voice in legislative conversations around climate action, environmental governance, and sustainable development. He's part of a new generation of leaders shaping policies that balance economic growth with environmental responsibility. Is a young member of the National Assembly. And I can say for a fact, because I'm a media person, I'm a newscaster, so I get to see our public holders all the time. I read about them. I hear about them. And he's one man who speaks truth to power every time. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, please put your hands together as I make welcome our keynote speaker, Honorable Tese Ugbo, as he comes forward for his keynote address. Let's put our hands, if we are young people in the room, celebrate another young person doing great stuff, and of course, changing the narrative.
Good morning, distinguished guests. Good morning, government officials, development partners, leaders, friends, colleagues. I bring you good tidings from the House of Representatives, the Committee on Environment, and of course from the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas. As introduced, my name is Honorable Tese Ugbo. I'm from Benue State. I'm the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Environment. I'm also the Chairman of the Ad hoc Committee on the Preparedness for Single-Use Plastics Ban in Nigeria. I'm also recently Chairman of the Subcommittee on illegal disposal of used batteries in Nigeria. I'm also the co-chair of the Climate Parliament, which is supported by UNIDO, a group of parliamentarians trying to bring renewable energy to communities around Nigeria. So believe it or not, we do quite some work in the National Assembly to try to move the agenda forward of sustainable development and environmental sustainability in all its ramifications. Before I go further, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge my good friend, who always calls me his elder brother. I see the gray hair on his head, and I keep wondering, and I know I look young, well into my 40s, so I might be older or younger, but he's a good friend, and I'm always delighted to welcome him to the National Assembly, and of course to also participate in events that he's involved in. And like the MC asked, I didn't sleep with power last night, unfortunately, but I have solar, so at least I had my fans on, so I was able to get a few hours of sleep in the current weather that we're experiencing in the country. And I hope that every one of us eventually can have a solar panel and have batteries to back up this energy in our homes. I imagine a Nigeria where every home has reliable power, where no child studies in the dark, where businesses thrive without constant hum of generators, and where clean, affordable energy powers our growth and protects our future. That is the Nigeria that we're all working towards. And conversations like this bring the vision closer to reality. I commend GSEP and the Secure Energy Project for the depth of work behind the nationwide study being unveiled today, for creating a platform where evidence and dialogue can guide critical national discussions. The theme before us today, building a competitive solar industry without disrupting energy access, speaks directly to a national priority that I strongly believe in, because energy access, economic growth, and national resilience are closely interconnected. Across Nigeria, I have seen firsthand how solar power has evolved from being an alternative to becoming a necessity. In many communities, solar energy keeps small businesses running, powers clinics and schools, and enables households to function in the absence of reliable grid solar. Solar energy today is not a luxury. It's a tool for our survival, for productivity and opportunity. Yet while demand continues to grow, our country still depends largely and heavily on imported solar panels, batteries, and other components that power the renewable energy sector. This dependence exposes us to foreign exchange pressures, global supply chain disruptions, and long-term vulnerabilities. It is a reality that we must confront with honesty and foresight. The study being launched today, assessing Nigeria's preparedness for a potential immediate ban on solar panel imports, raises an important and timely policy question on building a strong domestic solar manufacturing industry in Nigeria. Strengthening local value chains, creating jobs, and advancing our energy sovereignty are goals that we must pursue as people. However, any transition must be strategic, responsible, and people-centered. An abrupt restriction on solar panel imports without sufficient local capacity could unintentionally affect rural and off-grid communities, small businesses, critical institutions such as schools and health facilities, and millions of households already facing energy poverty. Our industrial ambitions must therefore be carefully balanced with the need to sustain and expand energy access. From a policy and legislative standpoint, Nigeria's path forward should be deliberate and phased, a structured localization roadmap that gradually builds capacity from assembly to component production and eventually full manufacturing will allow the industry to grow sustainably without disrupting access to energy for rural communities and households. At the same time, we must continue strengthening and enabling environment for investments through stable policies, targeted incentives, access to affordable financing, and support for innovation and technology transfer. Equally important is the protection of affordability and accessibility of solar solutions for Nigerians, alongside sustained investment in technical skills, engineering capacity, and workforce development to power a truly homegrown renewable energy industry. Policy coherence across the energy, trade, industrial, and climate sectors will remain essential, and this requires continued collaboration between government institutions, the private sector, civil society, and development partners. Solar power presents more than electricity. It is central to economic diversification, job creation, climate responsibility, rural transformation, and national resilience. Nigeria must position itself not only as a consumer of renewable energy technologies, but also as a producer and innovator within Africa's clean energy future. This transition must be guided by evidence and inclusiveness and long-term thinking to ensure that industrial growth and energy access advance together and not in conflict. As policymakers and stakeholders, we share a collective responsibility to shape an energy transition that is balanced, pragmatic, and beneficial to all Nigerians. Through thoughtful policy design, sustained investment, and strong partnerships, we can build a solar industry that is competitive, inclusive, and resilient while continuing to expand energy access across our great country, Nigeria. I once again commend GSEP and the Secure Energy Project for driving this important national conversation and for their commitment to evidence-based engagement. I am confident that the dialogue and insight from this gathering will contribute meaningfully to shaping Nigeria's solar future and strengthening our broader energy transition pathway. In the House of Representatives, we have a program called the Parliamentarians for Climate Finance under the Climate Parliament Network in collaboration these are the hazards the hazards of poor energy security in Nigeria. But I think the microphone is still working, so I'll continue. So in the House of Representatives, we have a program called the Parliamentarians for Climate Finance Initiative under the Climate Parliament Network in collaboration with the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO. Under this program, we have set an ambitious target to establish green energy zones, or what we simply call solar communities, across every constituency in Nigeria to power local businesses, schools, hospitals, and homes at the rural areas across Nigeria. As you know, the 360 parliamentarians in the House of Representatives represent every community across Nigeria. So any solar energy project, any access that doesn't carry the parliamentarians along may not get to the rural communities as you may think. And because we are deeply concerned and we're responsible for ensuring that development gets to our constituencies. We are passionate about ensuring that the Parliamentarians for Climate Finance project takes effect and the solar projects that we've planned for green energy zones across every community in Nigeria is actualized. I personally believe that with all these efforts in place, Nigeria will be on the path to ending energy poverty and advancing its ambitions towards a more industrial country. I want to thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for being here, and I hope that these discussions will lead to a sustainable pathway towards achieving solar power across Nigeria. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I don't understand that applause. Is it for NEPA or for House of Rep member? Maybe we should clap for, is it AEDC now? Please, let's put our hands together. Let's celebrate them. They have just deepened this conversation. I mean, that blackout just, showed the importance, of this meeting and why we should be gathered here at this time. I quickly want to appreciate our online audience. I've been told that this event is a hybrid event. We have dignitaries, or if you like, guests, joining us online. We appreciate you. And if you experience that blackout, I'm sure you will agree that we need solar. So we're going to do something quickly now. And I want us to be as audible as possible. So we're going to say, I'm going to say Solar Power Nigeria, and you're going to say clean energy for all. Can we do that? Can we do that? All right, let's do this. Solar Power Nigeria. Let's do it one more time. Solar Power Nigeria. And clean energy for all. Fantastic. A round of applause for yourselves. The House of Reps member just winked at me that for everyone who shouted loud enough, you may probably get solar panels to power your fans. All right. It's now time to make some progress. And next is a presentation of Solar Power Nigeria report. And to do us the honors is Dr. David Michael. Let's put our hands together for him as he comes forward for this presentation. After which would have group photograph, and of course there'll be tea break. And also to let you know that lunch will be served at the end of this event. So we'd like you to remain with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anytime I hear her speak, I remember my childhood dream of being a journalist. Thank you. Before I do that, can I beg the people sitting right behind to please step forward? Please. Thank you. When you move forward, you get a solar panel. Please step forward. We want all the front seats filled up. Just stand there so you'll be reminding. Okay, thank you very much. Just before okay, please, now I'm the principal of the school, so if I call you, you answer present, and you step up here. I have the honor to invite again. This debate will not end. My elder brother, Honorable Tese, please step forward here as we just unveil the report. The presentation of the report will be done later. I invite Mr. Daniel Oladoja from GSCC. Thank you. The representative of Naseni. If you know what Naseni is, you get a prize. Naseni. Somebody say in Hausa is Naseni. That means Naseni. Thank you. Welcome. Yes. The board chair of GSEP. The representative of the country director of Oxfam who was here but stepped back, Ms. Dr. Kenneth Ackman. Step forward. I saw one female youth corps member. She has disappeared. Is that you? Okay, they stepped there. Okay. I need a female. Okay, sister, your smile is contagious. Please join us. Blessing, please join us on stage. Thank you. All the way from CGID, let's invite the Gen Z CSO member, Nicole. Please join us. And then all the way from the Swedish embassy is Mr. Shei. Where are you? You are owing me something. Let me catch you. Where is he? Shei? Aha. I think we are good now. Go. Distribute. Give this boy. Who really wants to be on this stage? Please come. And you, the two of you, come. Thank you. I love that. Sorry. The core member, who is darker than me, should come. Thank you. Quickly. Ajoaya, sharp now. Go to the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the report Oh my God. Green faith. Lucky. Come and add some luck so that we'll get solar panels from Honorable before he leaves. Please, quickly. Just go towards that side. Thank you. Please come. You see, this is Nigeria, inclusivity. You can just stand down here. Thank you very much. Persons with disabilities, do they need clean energy? Yes. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the report of the research on the readiness of Nigeria for a ban on solar importation. A ban on the importation of solar panels in Nigeria. You can just lift it up for a general photo. And all of you who have this report, you are free to take it home. The rest of you will get it at the end of the thought you'd be clapping. Thank you. So the rest of us cannot join for the group photo. Yep. Stretch your leg, come over.
Everyone, kindly join for the group photograph, please. And I would like the executive director to be close to his elder brother as we take this group photograph. I want to check something. Honorable Ugbo, I'm sure from what you can see in terms of height, you are indeed his elder brother. And that also tells me that the bank account too. So I can understand when Dr. David says you are his elder brother. Maybe we'll get chairs. Some people can sit, some people can squat in front, just so we can accommodate everyone in the room. Some can squat, so we can get seats. Photographers, what works? Because some people will be hidden. All right, media team, are we okay? Can everyone be captured? All right, photograph first, and then we'll do a video. Everyone kindly smile. Yes, we're looking forward to a cleaner energy for everyone in Nigeria. Please remain, do not take your seats yet. We'll have photograph and then video sessions also. All right, if you're done with photographs, can we do video? And for the video, I'm going to say solar.
Going to, okay, a lady. So we have him, and then we have the lady over there.
All right, so your name, your designation, and your recommendation.
No, he's here. Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Deputy Director, Conventional and Renewable Energy Technology Department, Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology. I am compelled not to make any very, how do I describe it? But just allow me to talk as a tech, my personal belief and contribution to this, not from my official point of view.
Disclaimer taken.
I was trying to think of a scenario. I have a wife, a beautiful wife, children. I have Larry in the house. I have Pepe. I have Rick. And then there is the Chicken Republic next door to my house. And for a very long time, that is where my food comes from. Now one day I said, no Chicken Republic today. Because I know I have a woman in the house that can cook, but she's not cooking. I think the only thing I will get from that is that the woman will now get very prepared to make sure that we eat that day, or we all die of starvation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very easy for us to continue to eat pork. But just like we all know, you can never be doing your assimilation from the pork. So, if you go back historically, yes, Mr. Basil is so averse to us blocking the border. But we did block the border. Ladies and gentlemen, if you give me power today, I'm going to lock the border to the solar power. My minister should not hear this. I'm actually representing him here, so I've been angry. I will lock the border. And the only thing it will do to us is what it does to the Nigerian people. We can crash into Nigeria. We do everything, so I think our style is we don't have, as a Nigerian people, we need to understand ourselves, the kind of people we are. You want, in the world today, Nigerians around and the top, very well educated people, and we are being exceedingly well everywhere. But do you know how we pass? So you remember then you were watching cartoon and you must finish that cartoon, and your daddy comes in and says, "Switch off that television and read your book." That's how we all became two people. So we become very educated because of this pressure. And that pressure is what we are discussing today. If we lock the border to the solar power, the only thing that will happen, we will go through those suffering stages. And at the end of the day, maybe Nigeria will at least come out with ensuring that Nigerians produce those incomes that we need. Because we already have the Gary and the district produces in Nigeria. So what do you say we need? We need to increase our capacity, energy, and then our know-how so that we can produce this thing. I think we can still do it.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Please put your hands together for him.
And I'd like to apologize to the Deputy Director. Protocol wasn't really on the
Yeah.
side, but we do sincerely appreciate your presence, Deputy Director, for being on this. Thank you so much, sir. The next recommendation, all right. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brian Manifu. I report for Nation News Africa. Let's say, I don't know about everybody here, but for me, my first speaker on this discourse was about this. He did speak about when they say, explain to me like if I do. Yeah, he breaks down for us very easy to follow. His part of the discourse makes it like more easy or motivate me more to know more about the whole syllabus stuff. And if I find myself anywhere, somebody's like, I just would like to break this whole solar stuff. I'll tell them I have a capacity somewhere that I'm very good fight for what I'm going to win. Yeah, so I want to say thank you for whatever the capacity has done for us today. And yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Mr. Ayo, I had a question for you, but it has escaped my mind. But I would do the traditional thing that panels do when they want to close and say your final submissions. I didn't want to ask for your final submissions. I wanted to ask a very important question that's from all the observations we have, but I don't have the liberty of time to search my brain now. But the one thing I want us to address as we close is what, and I love what Busayo said. She's given us the lay of the land. States can now generate, individuals can now generate. We have a very diverse space to play in. How do we bring everyday people into the arena? I think that was the question I wanted to ask every of the panelists. We've had very beautiful conversations today. How do we make this conversation? How do we empower Nigerians to come into these conversations and be part of not just the talk, but the road to 120? Because that's where we should be. How do we bring Nigerians into that journey to 120 gigabytes?
Okay, just briefly, we have a lot of space in the industry to have people who are interested to come in. We still have a lot. In this industry right now, the players that we have, we are less than 1,000 to service 230 million people. So I want to say that to people that are here that are interested. there is space. Number two is try to study more about this thing. And it's not rocket science. My first degree was accounting. My second degree was finance. My first life was banking. I'm doing engineering things. So, everybody, you can be in this. We need all of you. Thank you.
We need you. Basayo.
To answer your question, let me just pick up from where Mr. Ayo stopped. The space for everybody, right? I studied international relations. I intended to pursue my master's in foreign policy and global governance. But here I am fixing Nigeria's power sector issues. So there's space for everybody. And in terms of getting grassroots people to actually participate, the enthusiast for rural economy, I love when we're talking about wealthy people and it's not just speaking to people in Abuja and Lagos and maybe Akwa Ibom. I want the woman in Borno State to say, the farmer in Borno State to say, yes, I'm also a wealthy person. Is, sensitization is very important, but then giving people sense of ownership to something is also very important. I was speaking to one of my friends, he owns a solar company, and he was telling me that now the mini grid they have there, the people in that community, they protect it because that is where their livelihood comes from. So when you explain to the woman selling pepper that, this, let's say we give kilowatts now. Let's say we give her 100 kilowatts or just a small solar panel to facilitate her business. Say like that. With your profit, you can do more and you can support that is doing that. She does that, she expands. Gradually, she herself, she becomes a Genko and a Disco at the same time. So the power sector, as chaotic as it can be, it's so very interesting that you and I, we can become individual owners of. You can now sell to people. You can now do whatever it is. So sensitization is very important, but sensitization doesn't just stop at the way we are speaking. It's doing further research. It's not rocket science. It's not simple, as he has said. Doing further research, breaking it down. Maybe I'll take Basil everywhere to explain to everybody like they are 5. Making people see that they can own this life. This organization called Next Year, they have a mantra that says, building the society we want to live in. So making people realize that you have the cement and you have the brick to build that society, giving them sense of don't just come as a donor and say, or as an agency, this is it, we're giving you light. No, that's not practical. When they own these things, when they get responsibility, now you can now see productivity, you can now see development. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Basil.
Yeah, for me, I'd be very simplistic and say that the onus of the Nigerian society is still pushing towards all of their aforementioned goals in terms of renewable energy access, in terms of decarbonization, in terms of solar energy adoption, is still on public policy makers, it's still on government. And the reason I say this is there's very little that the average Nigerian can do in this context. The highest is probably just to demand more. But there's a lot of work that our public policy makers and our senior officials should be able to indulge in, first and foremost. And this is just me cordially disagreeing with the senior official of the Ministry of Science and Technology. If we're in a situation where they are asking for a blanket land closure on solar PV products, then we're in big trouble. So if our policy makers are saying these things, then we're in big trouble. But if we have policymakers that understand the basic economics, right, and are able to enact that in their work, it makes it easier, and then our transition is faster. We can transit in 10 years. We can reach all of our solar panel adoption goals in 10 years. But if we have a situation where we're going to close borders like we did for rice, the answer to the situation is that, now we eat Nigerian rice. Well, we eat Nigerian rice at a very high cost. I remember when we used to eat Nigerian rice at 15,000, right? But we're now eating Nigerian rice at 45,000, and they're telling us to clap for them. So for me, at the end of the day, the goal of transition access is that people are able to use, and people are able to use it affordably. And if government cannot provide that, it's very hard. So at the end of the day, my own responsibility is to tell Nigerians that you need to demand more for officials, from your government workers. But because to whom much is given, much is expected. If you're using and enjoying your air-conditioned Land Cruiser, you must do something for us.
Thank you
must
so
put in
much.
the work.
All right. I think I'll bring the four of you to a podcast, and then we'll have 2 hours. That podcast will have, to make it easy to listen to, make it 30 minutes, but it will be 2 hours. You bring your PowerPoints, everything. But then let me give Nasani the opportunity to talk. Mohammed, please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm stepping into some very big shoes. I'm just kidding. All right, thank you very much. I think for us at Nasani is to get involved, right? So, very focused on building. We believe that the only way to get out of the woods is to build, right? And to build sustainably and, to involve, Nigeria. So this is really our goal, and we call on everyone to support us. And when we get more, things will be done.
Yeah, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been very, very exciting having these conversations, and I hope it's been useful. My final word would be to think about this as a person, as a country, and think of this as an opportunity. The road, if you don't hear anything today, is that we need to find 60 gigawatts of electricity somewhere, somehow. Yeah, we have 60 with everything we have, generators and all. We need to find 100 to 60 to 100. That is billions of naira in your pocket, right? I think that I'm happy now because I made the best decision. I did a master's last year, and it's in global energy and climate policy. So I'm thinking right. So when you see me as a billionaire in 10 years, I didn't do money rituals. So I'm just saying, all of us, jump into energy. Don't leave it to $1.
A round of applause for this fantastic photograph as they step down. Please, another round of applause. By the way, Daniel, it's not by what you studied. You can find yourself in communications after that degree. Ask Ademila Ayo. He will tell you. All right, group photograph. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This has been very, very educative. Another round of applause for them, please. Media team, can you do something about the holdback? Thank you. To our moderator, our distinguished panelists, for a truly, truly engaging discussion. All right, thank you for a truly engaging discussion. We've heard honest perspectives, practical insights, and clear calls for collaboration in shaping Nigeria's solar future. I mean, I've learned so much from this. Thank you. And of course, Basil, well done to you. Naseni, great job, and we hope that you keep up the good work. Everyone, Busayo, thank you. Ademila Ayo, thank you so much. It's now time. Joseph Ibrahim would like you to please step back in the room. It's now time for building a national solar coalition. And to guide us through this is Joseph Ibrahim. Please, a round of applause for him. Just before Joseph will come up, I'd like to make a few recognitions. I'd like to apologize, because the program started a bit behind schedule and lack of communication between the registration desk and, of course, myself. Some recognitions were not made. I'd like to apologize to the Deputy Director from the Federal Ministry of Science, Innovation and Technology, who is here representing the Honorable Minister. Let's kindly recognize him, put our hands together for him. Thank you so much. I'd also like to recognize Omofaye Asala, who works with Com Plus. He's here. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And of course, the team who joins us from the Energy Commission of Nigeria. Thank you. All other important guests here, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Of course, when we do the newsletter, we have your details. Of course, we'll communicate with you effectively. Thank you for joining us. Now time to hear Joseph.
Thank you so much. Please, another big round of applause for her. She has done a really amazing job today. So my job simply here is to, I'm sure many of us were so happy to listen to the panelists, and many of us had thoughts that we could share, is how to get you involved in this conversation. Let me get a weakness if you want to get involved in this conversation. Yes. So one of the key things that I want all of us to do now, which is something that all of us can do, I want you to take your phone out briefly. And can you hear me? All right. I want you to take your phone out briefly and take a selfie with your partner. And you are going to go on your socials and you're going to post it using the hashtag Solar Power Nigeria. Quickly, I want you to do that while the media team sets up the next action I want all of us to take. It is important because this conversation does not end here. We have a series of other conversations that will be happening, and we want you to get involved. And we want to also see that your footprint digitally using the hashtag. So it's not just about the event. Subsequently, you will get photos from this event. You can use the banners and continue that conversation. We want to get your suggestions, your comments on what you think Nigeria should be doing to get that 60 megawatts power that we all need. So please use the hashtag Solar Power Nigeria and tweet. While we'll do that, to keep you informed on the latest development and for you to be able to see how this conversation proceeds, we will be having periodic newsletters, and we want you to be able to subscribe to that newsletter so that you get information and also get further invitation as we take this conversation forward. Like one of the panelists highlighted, one of the good things that we are good at doing in Nigeria is to have conferences like this, and we don't want this to just be the end of this conversation, and that's why we are making this effort to get you involved. The media team, are you able to share the barcode? I need you to scan. Yeah, okay. Quickly scan. If you need to move forward, please come up. If you need to move forward, please come up and scan this barcode. This aspect of this event is very important for us because this is how we get you involved in the conversation. We are not able to bring everybody to the panel, but through this, we are able to regularly communicate with you and share updates on what is happening and who is saying what and all of that. So very, very important. Just let me give you another 2 minutes to do that as we begin to round up. So the information, basically, it will require you to put in your name and your email address. In 1 minute, you are able to do that. Let me get a confirmation if you have done it. Network is so bad here. All right. Let me get a confirmation that you wrote your correct emails in the attendance. All right. So maybe we would find a way to incorporate that. So if network is frustrating you, I also wanted to get feedback from you on the entire event today. But with network, maybe we can try a few people. The media team. Basically, just to get your feedback in 1-2 minutes. If you are able to, you scan this. This is a code for Mentimeter. Quickly, in 1 minute, we are already rounding up. I don't want to keep us longer anymore. But this is quite important for us to know that all of the investment and all of the work that we have done to convene this had made some significant impact. So please, this is a new barcode for Mentimeter. Please try and scan and respond quickly. maybe I should try as well. Please, if you are not able to capture, you can just stand up. In 1 minute, in the next 5 minutes, we'll be done. All right, so if I can get that from Mentimeter, I would quickly get two people, a male and a female, to give me a feedback on what they think about this convening of the national stakeholders. Just two feedback. I know I've received one earlier during the panel conversation, but I want to give opportunity to two other persons to give us feedback on this convening. Any other person? I was supposed to do that online, but since we are not able to do that, let's quickly get that. Okay, we have one. The microphone, please. This one. All right, so please just tell us your name, your organization, and let's get your overall feedback on this convening. Is it on? If it's not on, please, can you, okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joy, the Abba Joy, which I'm from Jeju Property, then I'm the director. The director in the house. Okay, I really enjoyed the program. If not for this program, I would have even known that there is a man. I mean, that Nigeria might even proud seeing the corridors of back and all of solar in this country. So I had a lot of people, and then I enjoyed the program. It was very nice. I had a lot of there is enlightening me, and I enjoyed the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, a big round of applause for her. A big round of applause for her if we are not jealous. All right. One more person, a male, all right. If the mic is, okay.
Thank you. My name is Paul once again from Nigerian Institute. So for me, I've always been so encouraging solar. I remember I got here, I got environmental I moved to an area where there was need to mobilize, and for years, as I get strong and we had to run on several of them from diesel generators
Thank you very much. Please, a big round of applause for him. Yes. So, in conclusion, I want to make an observation that must have been very clear for all of us. Just scanning the room, I can clearly tell you that we have more female than males in the room. But the people who spoke, you clearly see that there was particularly one lady on the panel. And I would just be the one to tell you how difficult it was to eventually get her to be on the panel. So what am I saying? We have spoken a lot about the opportunities. It is a sector that is male dominated, and just using this opportunity to speak to the female folks that are here, that yes, there is a huge opportunity, and women can be a very critical voice in this sector, and let's take that opportunity. So that is my call to action. I know, and we have a perfect story from Mr. Ayo, who studied accounting, and you can see the transition. So yes, we encourage you to study STEM, but yes, even if you didn't study STEM, you didn't study engineering, there is still that window of opportunity. So on that note, I'll say thank you very much, and we will keep the conversation going and see you next time. Thank you, as I welcome the moderator to conclude.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph. It's time to go. As I earlier said, lunch is served, so I'm sure that the organizers will get to us on how that would go down. But yes, we must hear from Dr. Michael before we go. He's going to give the vote of thanks. Let's put our hands together. We say we've enjoyed ourselves. Let's show it. I mean, he's the brain behind all of this. He's doing great work.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for staying to the end. You know the usual thing in Nigeria, we'll come, take group photos, and then few minutes, and we disappear. Thank you. I want to specially thank all our invitees, the president of the Renewable Energy Association, the director from the Ministry of Science and Tech, our board chair, Green Faith Nigeria, Dan Oladoja, the special journalist who handled the panel. Thank you so much, Dan, for coming. Dan came all the way from Lagos. The researcher, Dr. Tosin, thank you very much. Who am I missing? The team from PropCom Plus, thank you so much. The youth core members, I appreciate you. You see the big opportunity in renewable energy. Take it. It's waiting for you. The journalists who are still around, all members of Giuseppe, where are you? Can you stand? Let's see you. The organizers, where are you? I did not say you should clap. You're already clapping. They tried, Abby. All right, so they deserve a bigger round of applause. Thank you. And then I think I will have to recognize this one person. If I don't, there will be no food in the house today for me. My wife is right here sitting at the back. Madam, stand up now. So thank you. Thank you for clapping so that my food will be bigger tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to appreciate especially our friend from NTA. You know, when they're on the screen, you look at them, they look different, right? It's only from the voice that you can recognize. Today is Tuesday. What's today? What's today, sorry? Tuesday. Your program is tomorrow. Yes. 9 p.m. on the network news every Wednesday. What's it called again? News Extra, NTA. So catch up with her. So thank you. The last announcement will just be our lunch. Our lunch is takeaway. and we've decided that we'll give to you while you're on your way out. So we'll beg all of you from the back, please just pass through the front and just pick up, and then you can go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we put our hands for ourselves?
Nothing more to say. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your day.